Here we go. Here's a story that must be told about two ladies that are kind of old. One's a pastor, the other's not. They like to chat and cook and pray a lot. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. There's lots of laughter and lots of fun. Tweeting on Facebook live at 1. You'll never know what will happen when Lucy and Ethel are at it again. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen. Did we say amen? Oh yeah, we say amen. Okay. That was pretty good, except I think that song sped up. I don't know singing it that fast, but I think it's because we're getting to know it.
When we're getting older,
we're slowing down. Whoa.
Our brains don't work anymore.
It is cold outside today, you all. We'll talk about where we've already been this morning in our adventures. We're a little chilled because we were standing outside for quite a while, but we'll tell you about that later. Anyway, today Marty is cooking cauliflower soup. It's such a great day for soup.
It is.
I mean, that worked out great. So she's got her stuff all ready, and today's Chat, Cook, and Pray is brought to you by Bethel United Church of Christ, where no matter where you are on life's journey, you are welcomed here. So this time I'm going to try to look at your chat that you're doing more. Last week, I don't know. I was verklempt. I don't know.
That's normal.
That's normal. Anyway, I'm leaving. She's taking it over. Go, Marty.
All right. Okay. You better look at this recipe since I fixed it last on Sunday night and it was good. Okay. So we're going to start out with, we're going to combine the carrots and the celery and the onion and the cauliflower in my Dutch oven here.
Look at that, all chopped up.
I chopped this all up ahead of time because I know that you don't want to see me cut myself with a knife.
No, I do not, because I might not be able to help you. Other than wrapping it in whatever I'd find there on the table.
Yes, and so then we're going to add to that, we're going to add the...
Janine's watching.
And I'm using, the original recipe said you could use water, or someone said you could also use chicken broth. And I decided that chicken broth would give a lot more flavor, so that's what I used.
Great.
So we're going to use 1.
That cup just cracks me up.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. I just like the little green, green tree in the middle.
And then it tells me that that's the 1 cup. And then we'll do the 1/2 cup.
So 2.5 cups of liquid.
2.5 cups of liquid.
Okay.
And we just pour that in there. And there's 1/2 cup. We pour that into our pan here. And then it said to put bouillon in. I didn't put that in yours because you didn't. It said to add bouillon after I'd used the chicken broth. I didn't think that was really necessary.
Okay.
However, I did add a secret ingredient, and that's my Pinsy's chicken base for soup and seasoning.
Well, that's kind of like adding what you were talking about.
I know, but it's really, and since...
Randy's watching.
Oh, good.
And Betty Ferris.
Oh, well, you know, I'm going to cheat on... I don't want to waste this stuff.
But look at you. Good for you. You're using the cauliflower instead of your finger.
Well, I don't want that stuff on my finger.
Well, you lick those fingers all the time.
Oh, I know.
Lori's watching.
Oh, good.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait for this soup because I'm still chilled to the bone.
To the bone.
To the bone.
Okay, then we're going to warm this up.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to turn on my...
Turn on your little heating element.
I got to figure out what temperature I'm going to. Function junction. Okay, so this one I'm going to cook this. He didn't cook it for about 15 minutes. Let's move this sucker up.
Okay. Now, do you want me to start reading, or you tell me when?
Well, and I'm gonna just now. They've seen me do a white sauce just recently, as I recall.
Yes, but it's
Because
called
now-
bechamel.
Bechamel, yes.
Yes.
It's basically the same sauce this time. Now I'm gonna slide my little, my
Burner.
kitchen is
Your kitchen is mobile.
mobile kitchen. Here we go. Got my new section over here. And now I'm going to melt my, do the white sauce in a skillet because
Michelle has her eyes on us, she said.
Oh,
She has her
she
eyes
does.
on us, too.
Oh, she should.
So how much butter?
3 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
And we're going to melt that down, and then I'm going to stir into that. I've already mixed up my flour, which was half a cup, a fourth. What? I can't even read. Help if you can read.
How much flour?
3 tablespoons of flour, and
Okay.
I already put my salt and pepper in here, which there's 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt
Okay.
and 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. That's why you could. I looked at it and I thought, did I put the pepper in here already? And I said, well, there's some little black specks.
Susan's watching. Hi, Susan.
So we're just gonna stir
Okay,
that
so you're
up.
stirring that
We'll stir that and,
and let
that.
it melt. Okay, so while you're doing the white sauce, then how much milk are you going to add after you add the flour and let it?
Oh, I'm gonna use 2 cups of 2% milk.
And that's in that
And that's
mason
in my,
jar.
That's in my mason jar, and
Okay.
then I will add a cup of cheese
Okay.
to that and melt it down. And I read comments and they said, oh, you could add cheese, more cheese, but I found that the 1 cup was just fine.
Fine. Okay. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to start reading about cauliflower, because who would think cauliflower was interesting? Lori says she didn't see the first part. It's just all the stuff that's chopped up that she put in with 2.5 cups of chicken stock. That's what's there. Now she's making a white sauce. So you just look on your recipe what all you need to chop up and put in the chicken broth.
Yeah.
And now this is the white sauce that she's making. Okay, cauliflower, one of several vegetables in the species Brassica oleracea, which is part of the mustard family. Okay?
I got you get off on that one because it was really a whole lot longer word.
Yes, thank you.
And then they said mustard family, and I thought, well,
Okay,
for me.
that means it's an annual plant that reproduces by seed. Typically, only the head is eaten. The edible white flesh, sometimes called curd. So I didn't know that the cauliflower head could be called curd because it has a similar appearance to cheese curd. Cauliflower heads resemble those in broccoli, which differs in having flower buds as the edible portions. So Brassica oleracea also includes broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, collard greens, kale, collectively called cole, C-O-L-E, crops, though they are of different cultivar groups. Okay? How much onion? Hey, you just add what you want. She did.
Yeah.
She just wanted to put onion in it. It's not in the recipe.
It wasn't in the original recipe. I put in about 1/4 of a cup of onion.
Okay. Hi, Bill. Okay. So still talking about cauliflower here, and Marty's making white sauce. In the 1st century A.D., Pliny included what he called cyma.
You've read a lot about Pliny.
Yeah, I know Pliny. Among his descriptions of cultivated plants. Of all the varieties of cabbage, the most pleasant tasted is cyma. Pliny's descriptions likely refer to the flowering heads of an earlier cultivated variety of Brassica oleracea, but comes close to describing modern cauliflower. In the Middle Ages, early forms of cauliflower were associated with the island of Cyprus, with the 12th through 13th century Arab botanists claiming its origin to be Cyprus. This association continued into Western Europe, where cauliflowers were sometimes known as Cyprus coleworts, C-O-L-E, wort, and there was an extensive trade in Western Europe in cauliflower seeds from Cyprus under the French Lusignan rulers of the island, well into the 16th century. One afternoon, a Viking named Rudolph. Oh, these are jokes. I can't stop for jokes. You all
Well,
read
they
them.
can
Read them on the chat line.
I'll go home and live with the joke.
Francois Pierre Lavarine employed chauffeur in La Cuisinière Francois. Oh, you all. I am getting better. They were introduced to France from Genoa in the 16th century and are featured in Oliver de Serres' Théâtre de l'Agriculture, 1600, as Cauliflower, as the Italians call it, which are still rather rare in France. They hold an honorable place in the garden because of their delicacy, but they did not commonly appear on grand tables until Louis XIV. It was introduced to India in 1822 by the British. Cauliflower is relatively difficult to grow compared to cabbage, with common problems such as underdeveloped head and poor curd quality. See, I thought that was a description of Marty. Her head is so small. I love it though. And I don't know if she has poor curd quality or not. That's just a guess. Transplantable cauliflowers can be produced in containers as flats, hotbeds, or in the field. In soil that is loose, well-drained, and fertile, field seedlings are shallow planted and about 12 plants per 1 foot. Ideal growing temperature is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Transplanting to the field normally begins in late spring and can continue until midsummer. And it tells you to place them 15 to 18 inches apart. When cauliflower is mature, heads appear as clear white, compact 6 to 8 inches in diameter, and should be cooled shortly after harvest. Forced air cooling to remove heat from the field during hot weather may be needed for optimal preservation. Short-term storage is possible using cool, high humidity storage conditions. There you go. But there are 4 major groups of cauliflower. So at this time, unless Marty has something to say.
No, I'm still just thickening up this white sauce.
Okay, she's just thickening up sauce. Thickening up the sauce.
And our vegetables are boiling now.
And your vegetables are boiling. And everybody's got the ingredients that were sent out. Marty said she forgot to send a reminder. And I said, you know what? Our audience is so smart. They know it's Tuesdays at 1. So we're just hoping that we get everybody joined in without a reminder. But you know what? It's hard anymore to do something without a reminder. It seems like there's so many things.
The important thing is we remember to do the show.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, and then right before the show, wouldn't you know, I spilled water on the table, not on the tablecloth she's working on, but on the one that we're going to eat our soup. But do you know that this tablecloth that we're going to sit at the table and eat is water resistant? It just rolled around in big balls of water. It was amazing.
It was incredible.
But I do have a little wet spot on my script, but I read right through it, so it's okay. Okay, here's the 4 major groups of cauliflower. Italian. This specimen is diverse in appearance. It's biennial. There's both a biennial and an annual in type. This group also includes white, Romanesco, various brown, green, purple, and yellow cultivars. This type is the ancestral form from which the others were derived. Then there is, oops, I'm in the picture. I'm backing out.
What are you doing in the
I don't know. I keep sneaking over there.
Dancing around?
Northern European annuals, used in Europe and North America for summer and fall harvest. It was developed in Germany in the 18th century and includes the old cultivars Erfurt and Snowball. Northwest European biennial, used in Europe for winter and early spring harvest. This was developed in France in the 19th century and includes the old cultivars Angers and Roscoff. You know, you could name deer. We could name deers Erfurt and Snowball, Angers and Roscoff. Deer, you know, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's Dasher and Dancer.
I thought maybe you were capturing them in your yard and keeping them.
No, I'm thinking of, you know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen,
Okay.
Angers and Roscoff and Erfurt and Snowball. See?
The Snowball's the one I have a problem with. That didn't quite flow like the
I
others.
know. Okay, and then the 4th major group, after Italian, Northern European, Northwest European is Asian, a tropical cauliflower used in China and India. It was developed in India during the 19th century from the now abandoned Cornish type and includes old varieties. Okay. There are hundreds of historic and current commercial varieties used around the world. A comprehensive list of, listen to this, you all. Okay, there's Randy. What do you get when you cross? Oh, he's doing another joke. Okay, now I started to say, what do you get when you cross 80 Northern American? There's 80 North American varieties that is maintained at North Carolina State University. White cauliflower. White cauliflower is the most common color of cauliflower, having a contrasting white head, also called curd, surrounded by green leaves. There's orange cauliflower, which contains beta-carotene as the orange pigment, a provitamin A compound. This orange trait originated from the natural mutant found in the cauliflower field in Canada. Cultivars include cheddar and orange bouquet. There's green cauliflower in the B. Ourlaricia botrytis group, sometimes called Brocco flower. It is available in the normal curd head shape with a fractal spiral curd called Romanesco broccoli. Both have been commercially available in the U.S. and Europe since the early 1990s. Green-headed varieties include Alverda, Green Goddess, and Vorda. Romanesco varieties include Minaret and Veronica. And then the final color, the purple color in this cauliflower is caused by the presence of anthocyanins, water-soluble pigments that are found in many other plants and plant-based products such as red cabbage and red wine. Varieties include graffiti and purple cape. In Great Britain and southern Italy, a broccoli with tiny flower buds is sold as a vegetable under the name purple cauliflower. It's not the same as standard cauliflower with a purple head. So there you go. Now you know more about cauliflower than you ever wanted to know. So that's it. Okay. So she's still working. It looks like it's thickened up nicely.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't see my...
What are you looking at?
Well, I'm looking at whether or not my thing turned on, and it didn't.
Well, did it go off, or is it still heating?
Well, I turned it all the way up, and it quit.
Do you want me to shake something?
Oh, you... That could be ugly. Don't go there.
Are you going to shake the... I could go over there and shake. She never trusts me.
No, there's... You and electricity worry me.
Okay, did it come back on?
No. How ugly is that?
Here, I'll go. You keep stirring. I'm walking in front of the camera. Excuse me. And I'm getting this and plugging it in somewhere else.
Yeah, that ought to be it.
Should I plug it? Now look, I'm going to plug it in the top one. See if that helps. Does that help?
No.
Okay.
Make sure I do have it turned on. You never know what I'm going to do. Oh,
It's
I
not.
guess so.
I unplugged it. Do you want to plug it? Whoops.
Here, hand it
Plug
here.
it over there.
I'll plug it over here and probably blow a circuit somewhere.
Maybe that's what happened.
You never know.
You just unplugged
the hot plate.
unplugged the hot plate.
Oh, that was brilliant. Now I'll have to turn that one back on. Aha.
Okay,
There we
now
go.
I can't tell if it's on or not. Where am I supposed to see a light?
Right there. Okay, it's on now.
There we go. Now you're gonna have to turn on your hot plate. Excuse me. Okay.
Okay, now I'm running back in business here.
There she goes.
Okay, there we go.
And how's it? Is it boiling?
Yeah. it's being-
Okay. Is that
And
that
this is
on
now
hot
on.
so it's thickening?
Yep, now this is starting to thicken up. I thought maybe I had done one of my usual, let me turn the thing the wrong direction and turn it off instead of on, but that wasn't the case.
There was something wrong. That plug's caused us problems
It has.
before.
The top one had kind of quit working, and now
Now maybe all of it has. We'll figure it out. I tell you what, this is the thing that it's so good that Marty and I wake up in a new world every hour because
Every moment.
it doesn't bother us that now it may bother you all, but it doesn't bother us that we, you know, something happens in the middle of what we're doing. We just
Okay.
expect it.
Well, if it doesn't, we start wondering what happened.
That's right. So far you've gotten your recipe. What she did in the big Dutch oven here is cut up all the veggies, only she added some onion.
Yes.
She added 2.5 cups of chicken broth and turned it on to start it boiling. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all the vegetables that's listed on your recipe plus 2.5 cups chicken broth.
And now it says in the recipe, I read some reviews. This was an award-winning recipe. I don't know who awarded it, but it
Yeah.
had lots of positive comments. The only people
Hi,
that said
Vicky.
they didn't like it were people who didn't like cauliflower.
Yeah.
So I don't
Well,
know
why would
eat
you?
it.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
anyway,
But
so
you
that's all that's in this pot. Now, then she went over here and started making white sauce, and it gives you the ingredients on your recipe for the white sauce. You start with the butter and then the flour, 3 tablespoons of flour, and then add the milk. And now she's added cheese,
Yeah, cup of cheese.
cup of cheese.
cheese.
So that's all melting in the white sauce while this continues to cook in the Dutch oven.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it does smell like cauliflower. You know, cauliflower's not really very good smelling, but it doesn't matter because it's going to make great soup. So that's looking good already.
Yes, doesn't it look good?
That cheesy white sauce. Yes, it do.
I'm gonna see how my veggies are doing here.
Do you need to poke them with something to see if they're getting
Yeah, I'm
done?
poking them with something.
Well, I know, but you're poking them with rubber.
Oh, they're breaking though.
Okay,
Now I can do what I did at home, which was I pulled a piece out and ate it.
go ahead.
You'll just make fun of me.
I'll just
again.
make fun of you.
Oh, that telephone.
I know, we always forget
Don't
to
think
turn it off.
I,
Let me go see real quick who's calling.
you know what? Oh,
Oh.
they ignore him. Pro
Ignore
turf
him.
lawn test?
Yeah, hang up.
We don't care. Okay, this is actually, amazingly enough,
Is it soft?
I'm gonna try the carrots now.
Okay.
I just do this to get extra.
I know.
Yeah, this is ready to go.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Hmm.
But now you gotta put the white sauce in it.
Yep, and that's all you have to
And
do.
so even if the water's not gone. you-
It's chicken broth. and
Oh,
you're
it's chicken
using-
broth, that's right, so it's just gonna be flavorful.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna turn the temperature down on this though, because we don't wanna
We
Burn. burn it actually.
right.
Function, junction. Okay, now, you know what? Could you go over and unplug the correct one of these? Because I don't wanna lay this down and fry myself over here.
Why?
Oh, because you might get too excited. It's the black plug.
Yeah, I know, I got it.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
All right, now
that
we're just
down.
going to take this
Pour it out of your way.
and I'm going to just pour this into the big pan here and scrape this in there. Yum, 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 yum.
That does look good.
And it says you can add, somebody said they added salmon to this soup and it was really good. Somebody said they added chicken. So,
See, but I just want if it's a vegetable soup, it's a vegetable soup. I think adding chicken to cauliflower soup does not sound tasty. Now, I don't know about the salmon. That might be different.
it might be.
Oh my lordy day, that looks good.
It should be.
Oh, you all. This is the perfect day for this soup.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now, I do want to tell you, next week, we have a special guest,
Mhm.
and we also have a special recipe that you all are going to love because you're going to be able to do it for a quick brunch or something over the holidays if you have some, few family members come over, and it's so good, and it's just real pretty.
Well, we can hope that you're fixing most of it, aren't you?
Yes.
Because you've done it before, so
Yeah.
I will be praying for you.
No, you can help me. You can help me shape it.
Oh, that's kind of scary. Okay, now, after I got this all poured in there, I'm going to add in sriracha sauce.
There you go. There's the flavor.
And it needs that. And so I'm going to add in about 2 teaspoons. And this is a half teaspoon thing because I don't want to dirty up extra dishes, so I'll just
Okay.
use the same thing again.
Okay. All
So
right.
I put
So 2 teaspoons of sriracha sauce.
yes. And it doesn't make it too hot, or at least it didn't the other day. There we go. And
All
now we
right.
just stir that in there.
Wow. That is just a pretty little soup.
It is. It looks kind of festive. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it
go ahead and
does.
turn this off.
Don't
It
spill
looks,
it.
it looks
I don't know if
rather
you all can
fresh.
see it, but it's creamy. Got the orange, got the celery,
It's orange and green.
orange and green.
And yellow. Okay, now I have bowls here. So I
You
will
need a
scoop
ladle.
this- A ladle. I have a large spoon here,
Yeah. Oh boy,
and I hope you like this.
I will.
At home when I was testing it, I took my little spoon and I did a sample with my little spoon. Well then, I went and got another spoon, did another little sample.
That's good.
Well then it was so good, I went back and I got one of my little sample dishes and filled it up and ate 2 bowls of that while Randy was taking a nap. Well, and then we ate supper. And actually, if you don't have shredded carrots, on my batch I fixed at home, I just chopped my carrots up really small, and that worked just fine. Okay, do you want to take that bowl over
Yes,
there?
I'm
And
taking
then
it
I
over. You all, this
I
is.
will
I'm going to
change-
give you a close look at the bowl.
Why don't
Whoops.
you try making them dizzy?
There. It's good
Okay,
looking.
now, we're going to try and do a better job this week. What I'm going to try to do is make them all dizzy as I turn around.
As we turn around and back up. Oh yes, perfect. Get the table in the center. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
Okay, and so zip in front of the camera. Okay, now,
That's amazing. And you get a nice shot of our room, our decor. Now you need to scoot that way a little bit or something, because yes, and I can scoot this way a little bit. Okay, that's good. Oh, but see, our problem is cannot see.
cannot see. Okay,
I'm gonna read
Did
these
they
real
need-
quick, and then we'll say a prayer.
okay.
Lost feed on both the iPhone. That's right, Michelle. The soup looks yummy. It's great. Do you want to get your phone so you can look at the comments and we can see them right there? That'd be a good idea. But now that it's farther away,
Yeah, we can't see
we
anyway.
can't see them anyway. And even when they're close up,
We
it
can't
bugs
see
us.
them anyway.
Right. So, oh boy. This looks yummy. Okay, I know I've got to pray before we eat.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Loving and gracious God, we ask that you just calm our souls as we get so close to Christmas with all the different things that are happening this year. We ask that you bless this food, that you bless those who are watching, and especially bless the hands who made this food, who makes it every week. We thank you for Marty's expertise. And we just ask that during these last, I guess we're 10 days from Christmas,
Oh, it's
that
unbelievable.
we find our peace and joy and love and hope in you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right.
Okay, I'll see if I can find this on Facebook.
Oh, wow. This really looks good. It's hot.
No, really?
It's hot.
Isn't that amazing?
Hot little thing. is very good.
Oh, good.
What a good little soup.
And it's super easy to make.
It is. Especially when you come in with the stuff all chopped up.
I chopped it off, wash it all day.
Well, you know what I decided? Hi, Bill, you're saying something that I cannot see. Looks delicious. Oh, I think I read that from clear back here. And it is yummy and delicious. Okay. What I want to know is, you know, we're trying to find, now that we're home more, you know, finding things to watch on TV, or I've been reading book. I don't like this last book I pulled up, so I'll probably send it back. But it's about some kind of cabin, lakeside cabin or something.
You need to read 3 Weeks with My Brother by Nicholas Sparks.
Oh, you told me that. 3
Yeah.
Weeks with My Brother by Nicholas Sparks.
That's what the Bethel Book Club is reading. It
That's
was
what
very
Bethel Book
good.
Club's reading.
I finished it last night.
Okay. But if you have read a book that you really like, then tell us about it. Or if you're watching something on Netflix or something you've watched on TV that you think was really good, share that with us. Do you have the comments there now so you can read them?
The last one is Bill Wooten looks delicious.
Yeah, that's what's up on the screen.
Okay.
So we've got them.
Randy's saying maybe they shut him down from watching us because they didn't like his jokes.
I don't know if anybody else is buffering or not.
He
We
said-
haven't buffered yet here, and usually
Usually we have by
we
now.
see.
Randy says my iPhone is buffering. Let's see. He wants to know, what do you get when you cross a duck with Santa? You get a Christmas quacker.
Okay. That's why I wasn't reading them all
That
aloud.
was a good idea. What do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire? You get frostbite. You know, I have to go home.
I know, but at least he's gotten it off his chest here on the thing.
No, he'll.
Do we have another, looks like we have another comment.
Kathleen Keaton. I made the soup last night from Marty's recipe. We both thought it was delicious.
Good, Kathy. Yay. It is delicious. And doesn't take long.
No. It was amazing. I was afraid the vegetables wouldn't get done before the, hot sauce.
But they are. They're done.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Good, good, good. See, we love to hear success with the recipes. Oh, that is really tasty.
Okay, now we're.
Okay, anybody gonna share with us something they watched that they think we just can't miss over this Christmas season?
We want to remind them to send in their favorite carols.
That's right. We need
Yeah.
your favorite carols for the Sunday after Christmas, because all we're gonna do is play Christmas carols. And if you don't tell us what your favorite is, and then I can't read why it's your favorite,
And then you're going to have to listen to whatever we say.
that's right.
Yeah,
And
that
we'll
could be
just keep
ugly.
picking them. And so, if you want to hear Christmas carols, because you know how quickly after Christmas the carols shut down, and I haven't heard enough carols this year. I mean, it's I know they have it on radio and stuff. Maybe I haven't been listening to the radio enough, but there just hasn't been enough carols. So
Well, you're never driving anywhere to listen to a radio.
that's true.
You're sitting in the office or at
That's
home
right.
watching TV.
Anyway, I was going to tell you why we got so cold today, because it was a good reason. We went over to Backpack Shepherds because they had asked me to come over and help Father Galen bless the Christmas boxes that you all filled and people from their congregation filled. I think we filled almost 60 boxes. And so we had the boxes to bless, plus they had their last packing for food delivery for this week at the schools. And there was somebody there taking pictures. I mean, it was just really a special. I think there was about, 9 or 10 people that we were masked and socially distanced, and Father Galen and I did a blessing, and then Marty and I went up to Eastgate where they were delivering a bunch of boxes and bags, and we got there. Well, of course you can't go in, so we're standing outside. It is cold. We're waiting for the trucks to get there. What does Vicky say?
She said she's watching Queen's Gambit.
Oh, that's right. That was one we talked about that they liked. That is great.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Anyway, so we're standing out there waiting for, after the blessing, the people packed them in their cars and trucks, and we headed over to Eastgate, and then they were also heading to Winnetonka, and the road in front of Eastgate for a while was blocked off. So that was a problem, but Marty told them about it before we left Good Shepherd to come over. But it was so cold.
Oh, God.
And we had to wait for all the boxes to be loaded onto trolleys and pushed into the school, and the bags and all that. But I tell you, it's such a good feeling to see the amount of food that was done by individuals who took those boxes and filled them up.
You know
Go
what?
ahead.
I can show a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Let me find my
Marty
pictures.
took a picture.
Yes. I did.
But that's so heartwarming because Bethel filled 26 boxes out of 60. And that's just
I'll go over
fantastic.
here and show it up close to the.
Okay, show it to the screen.
Let's see if I can manage this. Whoa. There. You can see all of these boxes. And these boxes were so heavy, I couldn't pick the boxes up that were brought in here to Bethel. It was just they were just way too heavy. I had to shove them across the floor to get them.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I couldn't pick them up.
I know. But
And then
It
you're
was-
the one who said, "This is, oh, do you need us to help carry these boxes out?" I don't know, you and whose army.
well, that's okay. I just thought I'd ask if they needed some help. But it's so neat when you see the fruits of your labors. So anybody who picked a box and filled it up, I did one. I think Marty did what?
I had two. Yeah, I
two.
did too. There
And
were lots of
several of you did
Pat.
those. Pat
Mhm.
Armstrong had even some neighbors do it. So we were able to do that on our own and feed 60 families for Christmas, which is just brings.
And I think each
a
box
tear.
ended up, I think mine was like about $35, $36 for
Right.
a box.
Depends on where you went, did your
Mhm.
shopping, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they had lots of stuff in them.
Any comments going on?
Randy just says we still have some of the trial batch in our fridge.
Oh, of this?
Mm-hmm. We have enough for one bowl of soup. We ate all of it.
It is so good. And of course, I'm a soup lover. I love soup. When we lived up in Minnesota, we'd go down to Stillwater, Minnesota, which is right on the river. And it was one of those little towns that has, very quaint, like some of your older towns that, St. Louis and St. Charles and some of those. And they had some of the best spots to eat. And of course, Minnesota, what they're known for is their wild rice. And so I got into eating wild rice soup. But it's so cold up there, you want to eat soup all the time. But let me tell you, you guys are going to love this.
So before we start doing these recipes with the sriracha, would you have ever put sriracha in a soup?
No, but you know what? It really, because I think with this, it could be so bland
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't have the siracha.
Because I tested it
Uh-huh.
without it and I go, ugh, this is
Mhm.
like, well, you don't want to add, I thought, well, you know what, maybe they're right.
But the sriracha just gives it a little bit of zing. Oh, somebody else has something.
thumbs up to Bethel for their outreach. That's for my sister.
It's great. Yes. And the problem is going to be with us, I mean, it's always been with us, the hungry have always been with us, but it has multiplied in these past months due to COVID, and so there's such a need for food and supporting food pantries and all of that. So I think another one came up.
Randy says Bethel's involved in many opportunities.
Yep, we are. But didn't this have just a special feeling about it though, when you saw all that food?
And I think it was because of having all the boxes here when we saw them coming in. We didn't realize the vast amount of what it would amount to because they picked up every week. So we would have maybe 4 or 5 boxes a week. And so you didn't realize how much that really added up to.
Yeah, and then at first when we got them, we thought, oh gosh, we're not going to have enough individuals.
That's why I took 2
to
because
fill
I was
and then
worried.
before you knew it, they were gone.
They were. By the last when Pat was the first Sunday, Pat was going to come and talk about it. There was 1 box left. One
Right.
box.
So it's just been so special because you all have stepped up in so many ways, and it's just made our giving this year so special. And I'm anxious to see at the end of the year our missions and ministries, because I don't think there was any that were forgotten or left out, and I think some of it was increased, and so that is so special in this time for that to happen. I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if somebody ran by the windows? Would that shock us or what?
A streaker.
Because I sit here, and as I look at us on the screen, those windows look so real, and I'm just going, well, what if somebody just ran up to the window and looked in?
I'd be really concerned about you.
Oh, golly. Okay, anybody else sharing anything?
No. Of course, we don't get them right away here. I don't know why,
But let me say this, we're not buffering today, at least not live I don't see it freezing or doing anything like that.
we've seen it before.
Right.
Normally we sit here and we look at the screen that's going, trying to connect.
And it has not done that, so aren't we happy? That's just the way it is. This is great. I am so glad. Okay, so Queen's Gambit. Vicki said Queen's Gambit. Anybody else watching something that we all must see?
What was that show that you said? Hillbilly
Elegy. Hillbilly Elegy. And it's on Netflix.
The
on
same
Netflix.
Same as Queen's Gambit.
Glenn Close. J.D. Vance is the author, and it's his autobiography. And it's a very touching story and amazing. Let's see, what else? I'm finally watching Yellowstone, which it's really, I think what's most amazing is just seeing
That you're watching it?
the scenery in Montana, which is where it takes place, on a huge ranch. Also, I'm very pleased with Kevin Costner, who's doing a great job, and all of them are very great actors. And I think this is really, you learn about cowboys, and there's the horses and all of that. It's just and then of course it's got the plot line of this family that has its own issues, but it's just neat to see. I look at that big huge log mansion they live in, and I think, that's what I want. I'd love a log cabin someplace, but it sure wouldn't look like that, because
Would you want to be out in the middle of nowhere?
probably not.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
Because, at least nowadays, if you do live in that way, of course you still need good connections, but I could take it for a couple weeks.
Do you know why Scrooge loves the reindeer so much?
Why Scrooge loves the reindeer so much? No.
Because every single buck is dear to him.
Every single buck.
Is dear to him.
I see, because Scrooge kept all of his money close, his bucks,
And it's dear.
and it's dear to him. Okay, I got you.
I knew you were a little slow on that.
I was a little
uptake.
slow on uptake.
It's probably your brain was frozen.
Mm.
You know, interesting the comments we get.
Yeah, I know. That's right. That is delicious.
I'm glad you liked it.
It's very good.
Now you'll have some to take home. For
And it
supper.
warmed me up.
Good.
It warmed me up. Whoops, there goes the lights.
I'll remember. I've gotta wake up.
Du-du-du-du. Actually, we don't look bad in the dark.
Oh, it's true. It might improve us.
She's magic. She just waves her hand and the lights come
I
on.
remember when we first got the automatic lights, and one night at choir practice, Jeremy sent Stan down here to the north room to get the calendar, and Stan came back and says, "I feel like I'm magic. I just walk in and the lights come on for me."
Yeah, it has been nice. I do like them. I really do. And of course it is also a saving, saves
Okay.
on electricity.
What nationality is Santa Claus?
I have no idea.
He's Polish.
Oh, for the North Pole.
Polish.
Yeah, Polish. North Pole.
North Polish.
Yes. Well, Randy could go on, really, I think Randy needs to do his own show of one-liners or, jokes that would keep you entertained
Okay.
for a long time. And one of the things Marty and I need to get more adept at is turning off our phones or taking them out of the room. But
Yes.
they just keep ringing. All right.
As long as you
I haven't seen anything else. Let me see here.
Then we should be fine. Okay.
Nobody's had anything they've watched or read that is interesting. Okay, so I have got a reading, and what I want to say too is, I hope you all loved the service on Sunday of our kids. Weren't they great? Oh, the Darlene, it looks like Darlene Jurgensen up there is watching, it says. But it was so great to see them, and they are so talented. And it was such a joy, and I know Jeremy worked hard at lining up all those acts, and they were either taped at home and brought in, or he taped here at church. And it was just, I don't know, it was just joyful. Because to me, it's always when we have the children's pageant that I start feeling those first twinges of Christmas is really close. And
Well,
it's
it hasn't
meaningful.
helped any with the temperatures. We either have 50, 60 degrees, and then
I
we
know.
get cold, and now we're gonna be warm for Christmas. That's just really odd.
Is it gonna be warm for Christmas? Have
It's
they
like
gone out
50.
that far? Because
I
it's
think
10 days out.
I think it's like supposed to be in the 50s.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, now this would be a good time, since a lot of people aren't going anywhere for their traveling, to have it snow, just so we could see it
Yeah.
and have it be part of our
Apparently it wants to
Christmas.
do it when we are having an in-person worship service, so we can be wondering how we're gonna get it accomplished.
I know, isn't that the truth? Well, you all, one of the things that is a tradition here for me is giving you all an ornament every year, and of course that couldn't happen this year, and so it's one of those things that I miss, just because it's kind of neat to know that everybody has the same ornament, maybe if you use them every year, hanging on your tree or whatever. So this year, I'm going to read a poem that made me think about that, and it's called Star Giving. by Ann Weems.
You must-
I'm on to Ann
You
Weems this
must
Christmas.
use that book a lot.
Look at that. Isn't that sad?
That is very
It's just,
sad.
I've taped it together so many
Well,
times.
you didn't do a very good job.
No. This was given to me by a dear friend when she left the ministry, and I've had it for years. But it was probably my first book that I found so many meaningful things in because of the way Ann Weems writes. So this is called Star Giving, and I share it with you from my heart. What I'd really like to give you for Christmas is a star. Brilliance in a package. Something you could keep in the pocket of your jeans or in the pocket of your bean. Something to take out in times of darkness. Something that would never snuff out or tarnish. Something you could hold in your hand. Something for wonderment. Something for pondering. Something that would remind you of what Christmas has always meant. God's Advent light into the darkness of this world. But stars are only God's for giving. And I must be content to give you words and wishes and packages without stars. But I can wish you life as radiant as the star. As radiant as the star that announced the Christ child's coming. And as filled with awe as the shepherds who stood beneath its light. And I can pass on to you the love that has been given to me, ignited countless times by others who have knelt in Bethlehem's light. Perhaps, if you ask, God will give you a star. So, I wish stars for all of you. I know that Christmas is around the corner, and some are already prepared and some aren't, and we know it's going to be a different Christmas. But I want to remind you that even though we are separated in our times of worship, in our own homes, that we are spirit-filled together. And so when we celebrate this Sunday, the cantata that you'll be hearing from 10 years ago, we're showing a winter... The Winter Rose. The Winter Rose. We went back and forth for a while between... This is called the Winter Rose. And it's a beautiful cantata. It has a lot of instrumentalists. Yeah. And then the Christmas Eve service, we are going to make as special as we can. So I hope both of them will touch your hearts and souls as we prepare for Christmas. So what do you think? Is it time to kazoo our way out?
We're getting darn close to there.
We're getting darn close
now,
there.
My sister did say the Sunday service was really special. Such cute and talented kids. A true blessing.
Aw, they were. They were.
I laughed a lot when I was watching it. Well, I was recording it.
It was so
I was
cute.
Get ready to.
Some of them were just so cute. Well, they all were very talented and just so, they just looked so comfortable in all the different talents they were doing.
I can't remember which one I need to play.
You can't? Well, here's how I'll know when it
If
starts,
it
if
starts out,
it
if
isn't a
it's the wrong
kazoo,
thing.
we
Ooh,
go
my
to the next
string is
one.
all wet. How'd that happen?
How'd that wet string happen? And by the way, this is the table I spilled
It's
the water
totally
on,
dry.
and it's totally dry.
Totally dry.
Totally.
And she spilled this much water.
I spilled a lot of water.
A lot.
I don't know, I just was
You were just-
flailing around.
You're flailing. Uh-huh.
Okay, is this it?
I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna get ready.